Hey, so this video is going to be about the Caylee Anthony trial, and it's going to be my personal theories on what may have happened to her daughter, Caylee Marie Anthony, who tragically died at the age of 2. And I'm sure that everyone watching knows what this trial was about. Obviously, Caylee Anthony was accused of killing her 2-year-old daughter. And I'm not going to go into case details because if you don't know about it, I will put a link to a summary of the case and you can read up on it and then come back and watch this video. But I'm sure most people who watch the news have heard at least a little bit about this trial. And this video, before I go, just a forewarning, this video is just my personal opinion. It's my theory. It's just something that I've been thinking about. I'm not saying at any time that I think Caylee Anthony is innocent, because she is definitely, in my personal opinion, not completely innocent. And as we know, the jury found her not guilty of capital murder and just basically of murder at all, or child abuse or neglect. And I just wanted to kind of state what my opinions were on the whole deal. So a lot of people have asked me about this just because I'm religious about the news and I've just been following this for a long time. Okay, so in my opinion, Caylee Anthony, she's young, and she did have her child at a fairly young age, and I do think that Caylee Anthony is a completely self-absorbed, selfish, somewhat narcissistic, cold-hearted, possibly bitch. This is my opinion, excuse me. You know, I don't know her, obviously, and but I do think that she is completely selfish and self-absorbed, and I don't think that having a child helped that in any way. I think that she's very much shown that she only cares about herself, not her family, not anyone around her, just herself. So, with that being said, I've known a lot of people like her. I haven't known anyone who's harmed anyone else, but I have known a lot of girls that remind me of her. And I will tell you a little bit of a backstory about what I think she was like. I think that she was the type of girl who obviously is very selfish and wants to live the party lifestyle, as we all know. I think that she loved to go out to clubs. She loved to be the center of attention. She kept her body in shape, I guess, if you want to call it that. She made herself presentable. She spent a lot of time on her appearance, and I think she really liked attention. And especially attention from guys. That would, like, obviously, she entered herself in hot body contests. She was out clubbing all the time, taking pictures, being basically an attention whore. And that was, you know, kind of her lifestyle. And I think that having a kid really put a damper on that lifestyle. She probably didn't mean to have the kid, and judging by the fact that no one even knows who Caylee's father was, you know, that would seem to be the case, that she just really wasn't prepared for it. And her parents took care of the baby a lot, and she went out and partied. Now, based on the entire trial, a little bit of what I got out of it was that she really wanted to continue her lifestyle. She wanted to see her boyfriend. She wanted to do what she wanted. But her parents probably wanted her to branch out, because she was living off of them, and so she decided that she was going to either stay with a friend or a boyfriend, but she started to lie to her parents about what she was doing, because she wanted them to think that she was responsible and growing up, which obviously she was not. And I do know a lot of people who feel a lot of pressure from their parents, and I do think that the Anthony family is a little bit dysfunctional. To say the least. I said a little bit, I do mean a lot. They're very dysfunctional from what we can tell. They're very self-serving, and they seem manipulative, and we don't know exactly what went on behind the scenes, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was some abuse in the past. I don't know, I feel like the way that Caylee acts, that could be something that happened. There's a lot we will never know. But I do think that she was trying to be a good mother at first, as the best that she could, which still was not being a good mom, but I think she did try. But she couldn't do it without her parents. She just could not give up her selfishness. That's what you have to do when you have a child. And so I think that if she was staying with a friend or a boyfriend, she's probably the type of girl who gets obsessed with the person that she's with, or, just really wants that attention. And let's just say whoever she was staying with at the time, if they didn't want a kid around, or if they said, let's go party, but what are we going to do with the kid? Obviously the kid refers to, Caylee Marie Anthony. I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm just paraphrasing here. And so there are cases all over the world all the time where irresponsible parents have literally drugged their children so that they will sleep or be quiet or be easier to handle. And that is complete child abuse. It's terrible. It's just reprehensible behavior, but it happens. And that I think that the thought actually probably crossed Casey's mind about how to keep her daughter quiet, how to subdue her, how to keep her sleeping maybe for 12 hours at a time so she could go out and party and not worry about having to get a babysitter, or she could have left her in the car. We just don't know. But my theory is that she was the kind of mother who would take those steps, those terrible steps, to do something to her daughter in order to keep her quiet so that she could keep on living her lifestyle, whether it's being with her boyfriend or going out clubbing. And it could be very possible that she put duct tape on Caylee's mouth because she wanted her to stay quiet, and that she wanted her, if she woke up from her drug-induced whatever she was in, she might not have wanted her to start crying. And, this is just a theory. This is speculation. But I think that something along these lines where Casey wanted to keep having her lifestyle, and in that way she was willing to go as far as to harm her child or put her child in danger in order to keep having that lifestyle. I'm not saying that I think that she killed her on purpose, because I actually don't think she killed her on purpose. But I do think that she accidentally, something went wrong with the way she was treating the child, which was child abuse anyway. But something went wrong and she ended up dying. However she ended up dying, we won't know, really. But I do think that she panicked, and whoever she was with at the time, because she definitely wasn't alone, probably said, you know what, let's get rid of it. Just get rid of everything that happened, the situation, the evidence, everything. And maybe even Casey wasn't the one to put her daughter's body into a swamp, but I think that whatever happened, I think Caylee knew about it. I think that she had a hand in being an irresponsible and abusive mother and neglectful of her child. And in that child abuse and neglect, I do think that Caylee Marie Anthony was killed. And I do think that the charges of manslaughter should have been at least brought upon Casey during the trial, because she deserves at least a manslaughter charge, because although we don't know if she killed her daughter, I personally don't think there's enough evidence to say that she actually had premeditative murder on her mind. I don't think, there's a lot that can't be explained, but just for some reason I think that something went horribly wrong. But I do think that it wasn't premeditated, whatever happened. And I do think that Casey knew about it and had a hand in it, whatever happened. Even if it was an accident, I know deep down that she must know, and she didn't want to get in trouble for it. And look, she actually didn't really get in trouble for it. So whoever helped her is definitely just as guilty as she was. But I don't think that the prosecution did a good job of trying to prove it. And the worst part about it is that there wasn't enough evidence. There just wasn't. And I know a lot of people are really up in arms about it, about the whole thing, but the jury had to do its job. And I really wish that Casey would have at least gotten manslaughter charges, because she would at least be in jail for a while longer. She should have gotten higher charges. Definitely she should have been charged with abuse and neglect, which she was cleared of for whatever reason. It's obvious that she neglected her child, even not reporting it for 31 days. But basically, in a nutshell, my theory is that, now that you've come to the end of this, is that Caylee Anthony was a very irresponsible and neglectful and borderline abusive mother. I don't think she intended to be abusive, but her selfishness, her narcissism, her borderline maybe sociopathic ways, I think those led her to be a hazard to her daughter in the way that she neglected her. And I think it did lead to her death. I do think that Caylee knew something about it. I think that she had a hand in it, but I also think that someone out there, maybe more than one person, also knows what happened and is getting away with murder as well. So they definitely should have brought the charges of manslaughter, at least manslaughter against her. But I do agree with not charging her with capital murder, just because I don't think it was premeditated, but I definitely think she got off easy. So leave your opinions in the comments. This is not meant to, like, no, don't be mad at me. This is just my opinion. I definitely am just as outraged as everyone else. But I do want this to be a discussion. I want to know what everyone else thinks. I want to hear theories, so you can make a video response or put it in the comments. Okay, I'm going to take a breath now, and yeah, let me know what you think. Bye.